Smile. That'll do. Hello and welcome back to the Meguiar's UK YouTube channel. My name is Patrick, this is Dale and Tom. A bit of a different video for you today. This actually is a Tom versus Dale episode, but with everything that's going on in the world currently, oh no, don't spray that. We have been limited to our filming capabilities. That really smells.
Sorry, it's essence of
The premise of this video is to get Tom and Dale explaining who, what, why and when.
It really does
about their cars. It does, doesn't it? It's really bad. About their cars.
Kills 99.9 bacteria.
So, I think we'll just crack on. I've got some questions. You both haven't seen them. You don't know.
No, I don't know. But the reality is we can't go and film the episodes that we needed to film.
No.
Where we've got restrictions and movement restrictions and self-distancing in play for everyone. It's only right, it's not right that we continue to go gallivanting around the country.
I mean, it's perfect. I've been practicing social distancing for 32 years now, so this is a perfect situation for me.
Nice.
So, welcome to building a show car in self-isolation. Before you start this video, make sure you've liked the video, you've subscribed to the YouTube channel, and you have tapped the notification bell to make sure that you're notified whenever a video is uploaded.
I have to shave my coffee.
First question. Introduce yourselves to the camera, to the people, if you don't know who they are. If you've never watched us before.
My name is Tom. I've been at Meguiar's now just over 13 years in the marketing team. Gone from events coordinator to chief plate spinner, looking after the budgets and allocations and general dog's body really. Given the opportunity obviously last year with Dale to do a build off. We built a couple of cars before that, built the Renault 5 and turned my eye to a classic Volvo.
Good. Dale.
My name is Dale Masterman. I run the shows and events for Meguiar's. I've been here for nearly 5 years now. Started out with the company with a show car on the stand at shows and events. Last year, as part of Tom vs Dale, I built the classic 1971 Mercedes, and now I've done a complete U-turn and gone from a style build to a track performance build of my Jaguar.
My name is Patrick. I'm usually behind the camera. I am the content creator, videographer, editor, person for Meguiar's, and
Idiot.
Local idiot. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Not so local.
Oh no,
Global.
Yeah, global idiot. So, first questions. When did you first become a fan of the Volvo Amazon?
Oh, probably in recent times. Working at Meguiar's, you get the opportunity to see not just... We meet lots of car guys and girls up and down the country and across the world. We get to see classic Volvos, classic Minis, Ferraris, modern cars, tuned cars and everything. And I just find the Amazon really pretty. And I forget his surname, but I know you put it in my recent video. It is Keith that had the really classically styled one, sort of a bit JDM styled on Speed Hunters. I just fell in love with the styling of it. It just looks so good. There's a couple of shots, like almost sunset rolling shots.
Yeah.
It's almost hot roddy.
Yeah,
that style anyway.
Yeah, and we've said before, like it's a fine line of. There's a couple of things that I desperately would like to do to it, but I don't want it to look American. I don't want it to make it look like I'm looking like an American car. Yeah. So it's kind of a newish found love for the Amazon, probably like 3 or 4 years old. Whenever that feature came out, it was really like, oh my god.
I think it was 2017, 2018 it came out.
But it's such a pretty car.
Yeah.
Damn. What inspired you to build an S-Type R?
So, a lot of things to do with my love for cars are very grounded in my upbringing with my dad with cars and stuff like that. And the moment that I fell in love with classic Jags was I was watching a film with him when I was very young. It was called I'll Sleep When I'm Dead. It's a Clive Owen film, and he's a old school gangster that comes back to London. But part of his transformation back to being his old ways was going back to his lockup to get his 1965 Jaguar S-Type out. And it was in this stunning green, and it was all chromed out. And it was the point where I'd never really looked at Jaguars before, and as a young teenager and stuff like that, I was like, that is cool.
Yeah.
And then that
Did it have a prancing jag?
Did it have a prancing jag?
It did, didn't it?
Well, yeah, it would have a period.
It's a sore subject.
And
move on.
That kind of kick-started me to love Jags and classic Jags and those body lines and the colours and stuff like that. And then what really tipped me over the edge is when we were at Goodwood Festival of Speed, and that guy with his vintage Jag, it's Mark 1, Mark 2, I always get corrected either way, is sending it round Goodwood sideways. It's number 12, it's like a beige colour.
That's the one that I saw at the London show, right?
Yeah. And then, we had the meeting about Tom vs Dale 2, and I was like, I'm never going to be able to afford a classic Jag. So let's take an S-Type, which is fundamentally a reincarnation of that classic Jag, and make it look vintage, and that's what made me do it.
Nice. Very good. Question number 2. Tom, back to you. Before chopping the Volvo up, what was your favourite characteristic about it?
Oh, so hard to say.
We spent a lot of time in that car.
Yeah, and the hard.
Together.
It's a different one. I will think about it. I mean, stupidly, I actually hadn't seen one in the flesh until we got to Sweden.
Yeah.
I'd just fallen in love with them as a car.
I've never seen one before.
It shocked me how big it was. Actually, it's really long.
Yeah, it is a long car.
But then we did 3 days. Like we slept like 4 hours. I totally fell in love with the car. What's my favourite characteristic in it?
Do you think it is just it? Like it is a character itself?
Yeah, like I look at it now, I'm just like, I love that. I love it. Yeah, I think it's brilliant.
It's a Speedo for me.
Yeah.
The Speedo does that.
Yeah, the Speedo's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, the Speedo's cool. And like, yes, I'm trying to keep those characteristics. I think that classic car, like the lineal Speedo, the steering wheel, and the shifter, all. I just felt like Volvo got it right with it. It just feels right when you're in it.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can enhance that rather than change it.
Question number 2, Dale. What was your favourite part of the car when it was standard?
Supercharged V8. That's it. It's the fact that when I spoke to people about the S-Type, a lot of people didn't even know it came in a V8 form. And it's the fact that it looks quite mundane, and without sounding offensive to anyone, it's quite a Sunday driving looking car.
Yeah.
In a like nice sky grey kind of colour, but underneath it's got a supercharged V8 that sounds absolutely naughty.
Yeah.
Question number 3. Tom, you can answer this however you like. Do you think people understand what work has gone into the Volvo so far?
I don't think I do.
Okay.
No. I don't think I understood exactly what it is, and I've said it in a few videos. It's not the necessarily parking up low that is causing the headaches. It's the wanting to drive low.
Rather than parking up.
So like changing the engine, changing the gearbox, we were had to create a new housing for the gearbox anyway, and then having to lower it, we had to create a diff housing for it. So that's what we've done, the tunnel that enables us for the prop shaft to be lower.
I think maybe it's partly the way we filmed it, but it's just kind of, it's different to the Renault, because the Renault was all action, everything all the time, you ripping it up, you having
Well, it was us kind of discovering just how bad it was.
Yeah,
The reality
and then
is we drove that car back 1,300 miles.
Yeah, so I think in terms of the work that's gone into it, the engine swap and the gearbox and the diff and all the tunnel all looks amazing and hard work, and it's incredible what Gary's done. But actually the nitty gritty bits that are going to really make people go, how have you done that?
Well,
all underneath the car.
Yeah, and like I joke about should I or shouldn't I put the rear seat back in?
Yeah.
Because the work that Gary's done is a work of art. But I've always had I like the fact that I fully get the race car build, but I wasn't setting out for that with the Amazon, and I think the hard work sometimes is making it look like there's no work done. It'd be easy not to put the back seat back in because that's what everyone would expect.
Yeah.
But I do feel like it's a shame, and it is going to be a hard work because the tunnel's now massive.
Yeah. Question 3, Dale. Up to its current level of modification, what do you think people are going to look at the most?
I think just from the reaction, I think people love a good roll cage, and people that are into that world of race car and fabrication would love to see if it's got the proper welds, proper connections, stuff like that. I think the wheels are going to be quite surprising to people when they see them. Knowing me, people tend to look at paint. I'm hoping people kind of just see it as a whole rather than.
I was going to say, I think
just one thing.
Having seen what wheels they are and stuff like that, I think it's going to be quite. Oh, look at that!
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Yeah,
I think you won't understand what it will look like until it's completely finished.
Yeah,
because it was weird when we put the wheels on. They looked too small in the air. When you put them on the floor, they looked huge. They are big. Massive.
Yeah, they are big.
But I think because they're not like a normal wheel, where a normal wheel would have spokes and stuff, so you just kind of see more of the brakes and more of the inside of the car almost. This is just blocked off. So you've got this one.
But
wall.
also the width and the width
and the tyre, and I'm hoping that it's like the Merc. The Merc was one thing but made of lots of details.
Yeah.
And these are lots of little details. I've taken inspiration from lots of different things. I hope make one big picture. I'm just hoping when they look at it as a whole, they understand what the journey was and
Yeah.
what the destination.
Nice. Question 4. Do you prefer the Jag to the Volvo currently? Hashtag Team Dale.
Yeah. I wince every time Dale gives me a progress update because I'm like,
Must be
classic. Must be nice.
Must be nice. Question 4. Dale. Is it true that you don't watch Tom's videos?
Oh.
It is true that I don't watch either of them.
Good.
After
Right,
we've
moving
watched them,
on.
essentially.
Sitting watching them with us doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
Last one I watched them, I don't watch mine again. Well, no, you know me, I'm a systematic viewer. It's very rare that I'll watch a film twice. So I watched them when we're all together.
Matrix?
The Matrix is a grand exception. The Matrix.
Okay, well that's that section. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Dale. Moving on to the group stage. Group questions. In Tom vs Dale original, did you think you'd get to do it again?
No.
No.
Outright no.
No.
Outright no.
Well, we spoke. We like in length. It stretched both of us in different ways.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that we, from my point of view, and I think you agree, we were mega lucky to do what we done with first time round. We built 2 cars that I wanted to build and what you wanted to build, and Meguiar's paid for it. It's a dream come true, right? No way they're going to let us do that again. So when we get a budget, and we do get a budget that's modest, confirmed, we started looking at new cars. You wanted to do a van.
Yep.
We looked at the new chimney.
Yeah.
We wanted to do a Liberty Walk chimney, and then it shocked us because we sat down and said to James, "This is what we're going to do." And James and Vic were both like,
Okay, which one of you is doing that one then?
"Yeah, like
so
why are you doing Tom versus Dale again?"
Nice.
So it shocked us.
We were the last people to expect to do it again.
Yeah.
For sure.
And now for a commercial break.
Entertainment news.
New Brilliant Solutions catalogue's out. It's also a built-in detailing guide, so it gives you all the hints and tips on how to get the best out of your car care products and make your car look the best you possibly can. Go to the meguiars.co.uk website, top right hand corner, contact us, complete your details, we'll send you one for free.
Dale, any new products on the horizon?
There sure is, Patrick.
Oh yeah? Oh!
Ceramic detailer for boost of gloss and ceramic protection. Ceramic liquid wax for long-lasting protection and even more ceramic protection.
Protection.
Good.
Nice commercial break.
Okay.
Seamless.
Yeah, I thought so. Back to group questions. Question 2.
What was question 1?
What was question 1?
Well, did
we think we were going to do it
Oh,
again?
sorry, yeah.
What was the hardest part of last year's builds?
For me, it was building something. Typically, in years gone by, I've kind of built cars for myself, and you just put them out there. You go to car shows. Every part of that was shown for judgment.
Yeah.
I know that's part of the process, and that's part of the. You get to build this car, but it will have to be shown at every point of step.
Yeah.
And I think that was me learning not to stress about that bit. Just enjoy building a cool car. For Meguiar's and not worrying about are people going to get it? Do we understand what's going on?
Yeah.
Am I the only person that thinks this is cool? Well, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if anyone else thinks it's cool or not.
The reality. But like the whole way, we never cut a break with that.
No.
We never cut a break with anything at any stage. Did it give us? That's gone well.
Yeah.
Like you said, even to the point that it was, and this isn't a reflection on, Reflex did
Above and beyond what they could.
above and beyond that, above and beyond anything they possibly could. They fully rebuilt a car that wasn't there to be rebuilt, and we were having problems in the week that shouldn't have been their problem, but they fixed it. We're underneath the car. It's things like we pressure tested the tank, put the fuel lines back in, cranked the engine, and the fuel tank leaks. The fuel lines leak. But because we were trying to get ahead of the curve, we'd already put the exhaust pipe up, we'd already put the handbrake cables in. So on the Wednesday before players, it all had to come back out.
Yeah.
It's just, it was just And like you've rightly said, we've not actually driven down to Players Classic together yet.
No.
Final group question. Do you think I'll ever be able to help with the build
We have help.
for Meguiar's?
Well, I know you should never answer a question with a question.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Oh, I wasn't going to ask that. I was going to say, do you think you're worse than me?
Maybe you should team up.
Captain Chaos.
Yeah. Captain Clumsy.
I've dropped it. Dad, you know you said you need to be really careful.
You should be like Butters from South Park.
What would you do? Good question.
Well,
I know what you
Yeah,
do.
I'd like to do a Series 2 Defender. Or a Series 3. Land Rover. Of some sort.
What would you do to it? What, just build an OG and sit and look at it?
Yeah. Pretty much.
That
Can't be a classic.
It's exciting.
Brilliant.
There's now 6 more episodes of me driving around.
Yeah, go, I love this car.
You get yourself a little Jack Russell and go on a bit of a tour.
Labrador.
Flat cap.
Labrador.
Labrador.
Flat cap.
What would his name be? Her name. Maybe it's a trans stuff. I don't know.
What was Tintin's dog called? What was Tintin's dog called?
Keep her steady, keep her going. On to our next section.
Do we answer the
There's
question?
another section.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have to if you would help.
Well, yeah, that's it. Questions from the audience. You guys out there, how you doing? I know you're not a live audience, but this morning before this video, we have put
we
out
have a
some
studio
questions on
audience?
social media.
Can we have a studio audience next time?
Should we get some fake clapping?
Or just get the people from the warehouse.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
On their tea battle.
So we've had some questions from the Tinterwebs. If you don't follow Tom and Dale on Instagram, their Instagrams will be here. I was going to put mine in there, but then it's a shameless plug. You can have mine as well. So, first question from Tommy Teapot. How do you put up with Patrick?
What was the question though? Oh, you just got questions for you two. Yeah,
It's
okay,
questions
fine,
for the room.
Oh yeah.
Question from my mum. Do they worry budget will run out and build will not complete satisfactorily? She's got big words in there.
Good question,
For
man.
dyslexic.
Very good question.
Good question, Mum. Thanks, Joy.
Oh.
I told you that.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh, king of pests over here.
So,
Do you think we're out of budget?
I can't talk right now. 1 second.
No, put your phone down. We're filming.
I mean, I worry about a lot of things in life, and I'm constantly obsessed with numbers and things like that. So I'm always conscious of budget and whether or not it's going to get built or not.
But today you.
But you've decided most of my budget for me.
Yes.
Oh, I haven't.
Well, you helped today.
Oh, today.
Yeah.
If you do it, then
If I do what we spoke about, then
Yeah.
yes, budget will be.
The fact is, the
Maxed.
boys are you've both given a very modest budget to buy and build a car.
Yeah.
Like,
We're
in general terms.
And we're very lucky that great brands get on board
Correct.
and support the builds.
Absolutely.
So
Without the brands you guys work
we couldn't
with,
do it.
we couldn't do it at all.
Yeah.
So a big thank you to anyone that has supported the builds.
The list is long and distinguished.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on. Jake F100. Name one thing you hate on each other's cars from the last Tom versus Dale.
Oh man.
Haha, get savage.
So is this about the R5? What do I hate about the R5?
What do you hate about the R5?
I don't think.
Don't come on, Dad. Don't be diplomatic.
What? Let's rather than be hate. What would you do different if it was yours?
Buy a different car.
Yeah, not the Renault 5. Yeah.
If there was one thing I would have done, I would have bagged it and different wheels.
You?
And he's got a list.
Which one do I pick?
Yeah.
My thing, I love the roof and I love the paintwork, but I'd have needed a big, because I'm colourblind, that contrast. I sometimes see it in the pictures where I'm like, oh man, that looks mega.
As one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because, again, it's more my colour blindness. I'd have had to have had, if it was me, I like both the colours. They're close for me.
It would have been more dramatic difference.
Yeah.
So like when we first laid the colour down, it was just silver flake.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
HJCP93. The final episode. If Tom loses, he shaves off his beard.
No chance. Have you seen, there is footage out there of me losing my beard.
There is.
Half of my beard, all of my beard. You can go and find it. I look like Stephen Mulhern, Stephen Mulhern's fat brother.
Dimitri_Garcia. What is the worst gift you have ever received? So you've got to be careful because you can upset some real enthusiasts.
Yeah, that was
here.
Secret Santa brought you one of them. Be
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
Be nice.
this is true. Worst gift. The one I feel worst about is the Jaguar scent.
Parfumette.
So because I haven't had the right opportunity to wear it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt that for Christmas.
It's horrific. Like genuinely horrific.
It was on Amazon. Secret Santa. We got £10. It should have been £47. It's down to 11.
We do use it as hand sanitizer.
Yeah. A nice one from _R56_Zuki_B_. How do you choose the cars?
What do you mean? As in?
Yeah, how do you choose them?
Well, the Renault I wanted to build from when I was a kid.
Yeah. So last year the theme was build the car.
Well, what we wanted to do, it was our first ever build.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't Tom, it was Tom versus Dale,
Yeah.
build the cars that you'd always want to build yourself.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the budget's then restrained that because otherwise we'd have
Yeah.
built some sort of hot rod or
6-4
whatever.
Impala.
Yeah. That's nice and easy. And then,
The
like,
theme for this year, I think, was obviously because Players Classic introduced a track day, so we wanted more track-themed ones.
Yeah, because
Would you say?
We both look towards performance-based.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very much.
yeah.
Okay. A nice one from layitdown_TV. What's been the most enjoyable part of the build? What have you learnt?
The Merc was a style build. It's stuff I knew a lot about. It was 70s show cars, which is my whole world. I love that kind of era. This is a kind of learning curve for me where I've never done a performance-based build. So I'm learning about, all the kind of tricky track suspension, building a roll cage, like customizing your brakes and wheels, and short and pull and superchargers, and how to prep a car for a track. Like we learned all about counterweighting and stuff like that. And it's like it's a whole new world that I get to play in and learn about, and Jaguar life in general. I'm learning so much about that.
The educate, like the journey is always exciting and educating, isn't it? I'm the same. I'm learning that maybe when I've got a good car, I should just leave it alone. But I think right now, as we sit here, the best thing about the car so far was the journey back.
Yeah.
And I know that's not part of the car build, but
It was a good.
it was mega. There was, it was a roller coaster because it got delayed because it had a dodgy lead. So where we'd allowed 3 days to travel home, we ended up having pretty much 2. But there was like moments in it because it was late August. The weather was beautiful. Driving through some of like northern Germany was mega. And then the roller coaster is that we then come back and chop it to bits, and like it's got a rear axle that the wheels don't fit, so I've got the Jag spare wheel and all that stuff. I strangely enjoy the roller coaster.
Yeah.
Right.
The roller coaster photo.
One more question from the audience,
Yep.
and then I've got one more final one from me. Does Dale know how much the Jaguar T-shirt gives him in horsepower?
Oh,
It's not so much horsepower, but kind of an air of exclusivity. The LGOC, which I'm,
exclusive
member of. Yeah. The meets are pretty quiet.
Oh yeah.
But no, the Jaguar doesn't add speed. But what it does add is confidence.
Cool. And the final question from me is, Tom, can you give me your best sound of what the Volvo is going to sound like? With actions of gear shifting, please.
I was just going to be like.
No, fully built, fully working. What's it going to sound
I
like?
don't know.
Come on. I was expecting more of a gear shift than that.
Go.
Yeah, that's it. And Dale?
It's not the sound of the car,
No,
but
because
it's
it's
the
an
sound.
EV, because he's not doing exhaust.
It's the sound.
Side exit, Dale.
It's the sound that people make whenever they see it,
Oh.
which is the universal. Yeah. Exactly. So it doesn't matter what the car sounds like.
Okay.
That anyone looks at it, they just go Jag.
Well avoided, but now do the car sound. Come on. That's not what it sounds like.
That's me on a track. This is terrible. No.
Good. Right. Well, that's going to conclude this video. No, I got it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned a little bit more about both Tom and Dale, about the builds, about what's going on, about what's happened. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we shall see you in the next video. Thank you very much.